Yes, people! Ali here at 16 bits and bobs. Yes, we're going back to the old school. You know we do. For 16-bit days, for golden days, for heydays, for best days of gaming. Of course they were. What are we talking about? We're talking about the Sega Mega Drive, the Super Nintendo, arcade games from the 90s, Neo Geo. We haven't actually spoken about Neo Geo yet, mainly because I never had one as a kid. They were way too expensive. £600 a game, are you crazy? I used to put in £1 in the arcade for Samurai Showdown. What a beat 'em up. That was a kind of normal way for normal people to play the games. So an exciting one today. I'm in a kind of crazy background environment, jungle vibes. I don't actually know if there was a jungle in the film or game, I can't remember, but there's a monkey in the game. That's a clue to what we're talking about. People will know what I'm talking about already because I mentioned it on Instagram. I put it to the vote. I asked people, what is it better on? Is it better on the Sega Mega Drive? Is it better on the SNES? We haven't mentioned the game yet. We're getting carried away. We're getting excited and enthusiastic already. 68% said they preferred it on Sega. 32 said Nintendo. That's a big indication to what version was better. They were both completely different games, to be fair. I preferred it on Sega. Do you know what? Just to mention one thing. When I first started talking about retro gaming, I always thought I was straight down the middle. 50 Sega, 50 Nintendo. But the more I talk about it, the more I get excited, the more I reminisce on the games I used to play as a kid. It's going Sega. Sega kind of did what Nintendo don't. Oh, I want to bring back those playground vibes, you know. What was better? It was Sega. It was Nintendo. Boo-hoo. I want to know what you think in the comments. Let's bring back that argument from the 90s to the present day. Let's write in the comments what was better. Do you know what? The game we're talking about today, they were completely different games. Sega were more truthful to the film. So Sega Virgin Interactive, they made a version of a game. Nintendo/Capcom, they did their own thing. It was on various other platforms as well. So what are we talking about? Well, we're talking about a game based upon a Disney movie released in 92. So the game came out a year later in 1993. It's Disney's Aladdin. Do you know what? A lot of people have asked me to talk about this game. And I know why. I've been playing it recently. And it is a beautiful game. It's a game which had the first proper hand-drawn animation put into a game. Especially what Sega did. Because they worked with Disney. We'll talk about it. Let's get excited for Aladdin though. So, let's get excited. Let's turn up the enthusiasm for Disney's Aladdin. Roll titles. Fun with this one. We're going to be a bit silly. With this one. A lot of people know about the game already, so I'm not going to go into facts and figures and this is what happened and that's what happened. We all love the game as a platform game. It was an amazing platform game. Usually when you have movie adaptations, they're not always somewhere a bit ropey. Oh, this was a brilliant one. For this video, I want to have some fun and I want to bring back playground bants. We are fully grown adults now, so I want to bring back the argument we had as kids 30 years later. I want to bring it back because it's a great game. It's a great game to be talking about why you would prefer Sega and Nintendo because they were so different. That's why it's a great example, right? Even Nintendo's games designer, Shinji Mikami, he even said he preferred Sega's version. And if he was to play a version, it would be on the Mega Drive. Now, why? Well, let's talk about the most obvious one first. Aladdin's choice of weapon. On the SNES, Aladdin got to throw apples. On Sega's version, Aladdin had apples and a sword. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I mean, why wouldn't you? Also, in Disney's version on the Mega Drive, they worked closely with animators of Virgin Interactive. And it was all hand-drawn animation, which was then digitized. And that's why it looks so much better. If you look at the sprites, SNES versus Mega Drive, they're nowhere near. They're much bigger on the Mega Drive. Not that that makes it better, but Aladdin's animation is more beautiful. The way he jumps, the way he climbs, his animation is beautiful. It's a great, beautifully hand-drawn animated game. It looks amazing. Of course it does. And the SNES version, I'm sorry, it just doesn't have it. The animation isn't there. And even the music in Sega's version is so much better as well. It's more truthful to the film. Capcom, they had their own arrangements on the SNES. It wasn't there. The magic wasn't there. The thing I didn't like about what Nintendo did, they made it a lot easier. So when you double jump with Aladdin, he does that parachute thing where you can kind of glide down, which is kind of cool, but it makes the game a lot easier. As a platform game, it was a lot more challenging on the Sega. It wasn't a straightforward path. You could go down. There's more to explore. There's more to do. It was a more fun game. It was a more difficult game. Of course it was. SNES, Nintendo, / Capcom. I love Capcom. I mean, Street Fighter 2 is the best beat 'em up made of all time. Write in the comments, what's the best beat 'em up ever made? But let's not get sidetracked. Let's talk about what we're supposed to be talking about. Aladdin. Okay. Now, Aladdin. What are we talking about? I ain't got a clue. So when we talk about the game, I've got to give a mention to David Perry and Shiny Entertainment because they made some amazing games with that animation. We're talking about Earthworm Jim, Cool Spot, Aladdin. Their animation is brilliant. That beautiful kind of sketchy, cartoony, hand-drawn animation looks amazing, doesn't it? It looks awesome. So let's talk about the levels in the game because they were really good fun. So let's talk about the levels because there were some proper fun levels. We're talking about the Agrabah Market and the rooftops, the desert, the Cave of Wonders, Sultan's Dungeon. We had the Rug Ride. We're going to come on to a song which is quite famous in the cartoon. Let's have some fun with that. You got to go inside the lamp. You had Sultan and Jafar's palace, and when Jafar becomes the Cobra at the end as well. Yeah, it's just amazing, isn't it? There's also some really cool Easter egg secrets in the game. One in particular, there's loads of them. I don't want to ruin them all because they're throughout the game and they're hidden. Kind of hidden. There's one on the clothesline. Do you remember the ears? And if you position Aladdin between the ears, he turns into Mickey. It is so cool. What a game, what a game, what a game. Of course it is. Aladdin, Abby the monkey, the genie, Jafar. Oh, I feel like a Jaffa cake now. The best Disney princess in my opinion, Jasmine. If I could be any princess in the Disney princess universe, it would most definitely be Jasmine. Hold on a minute.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes and take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways and under, on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming.
A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But now from way up here,
comments. Let me know in the comments on what you think. You know I love the comments. You know I love the comments. I always reply to the comments. You know I do. You know I do. By the way, someone asked me to give him a shout out, so I'm going to give him a shout out. Monday night, Carlo Retro Sales. Monday night, Carlo Retro Sales. I could have done with a teapot from him. Well, a magic lamp, actually. I could have done with that today, but he's got some goods on his page. He's got a teapot, an EastEnders teapot. So if you want to pour your tea out of a Queen Vic, I'm sure Danny Dyer would. Why wouldn't he? I mean, come on. So, check out the page. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The link's in my page. If you get a chance to, I would appreciate that. Of course I would. Thanks so much for watching. You know what it is. You know what it is. 16 bits and bobs. Yes.